Relax. Shrug your shoulders back. Take your arms wide. And just drop your legs from left to right. Keep your tummy tucked in. That was number 4 yelling at me. I don't know why. Close your eyes, shrug your shoulders back, and just take your legs from side to side. Just start to loosen it up. Start to get some movement in there. Tuck your chin in and back to the middle. Slide your legs down the mat and just arch your back as much as you can. Press your shoulders into the floor. Tuck your chin in. Let your rib make second boobs, rib boobs. And tuck those ribs into your spine. Tuck your tailbone up and just straighten out. Keep your tummy tucked in. Keep the shoulders down. Keep those ribs tucked in. And just hold that. Put your arms next to your side. And try and breathe without moving your back. Just keep it there. It's kind of a constricted breath. In and out. Shrug the shoulders back. I keep tensing my shoulders as soon as we do that core engagement. So try and relax that. It's kind of a checkpoint where to relax. And then hug in your left leg. Nice and tightly to your chest. Keep the other leg down if you can. And just circle this leg. And when you bring it into the opposite shoulder, just hold it in. And you should feel that stretching down your bum a little bit. And then again, circle it tight, nice and tight to your chest. Release it a little bit and then press it into the opposite shoulder. Hold it. And again. Into the opposite shoulder. Hold it. And back. Hugging it in. Straighten that leg out to the ceiling. It's not going to go straight because you know it's very early and we haven't stretched. So wherever it goes, it doesn't matter. Just give it a light stretch, an easy stretch. And then just ride up that leg, crunch it up, lift up your shoulders, hold on to that leg. You can give it a little bit more of a stretch now. And overstretch that, let your leg shiver, release a little bit. It should feel nice and easy and you should be able to hold that position if you let go, but we're not going to do that. But just to find kind of a guide where you're going. And roll it down the mat. Keep that leg straight, keep it stretched. Point your toe and flex your foot. Just be careful, you're going to feel that pulling behind your knee. Point your toe. If it feels extremely uncomfortable, then just release your leg a little bit when you're pulling, when you're flexing and pointing. Flex and point. And relax that leg. Hug it in. Lift the other one an inch off the floor. Just hold that position. Keep your tummy tucked in. Tailbone tucked in. Hold that. And switch. Take the other leg to the floor. Hug this one in nice and tightly. Big hug in. We're going to circle it again, kind of stopping at the opposite shoulder every time we go over. So go wide first. Roll it out. Release it a little bit. And then roll it in to the opposite. Not really, but just blah, 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 blah. Get a diagonal line. Release. Roll it wide. And hug it in again to the opposite of a very small movement. And back to the middle. Hug it in. Straighten out that leg again. Be careful. Don't over straighten it. Just let that release wherever it is. It doesn't matter. Try and relax the rest of your body. Close your eyes if you want to, because it's just an easy stretch and you know where we're going. And then just roll up crunching your abs. Just hold that stretch. You can put it in a little bit more, but don't be overzealous. Again, you should be able to let go and hold that position and not collapse or have your leg shake. Roll it back down. Keep that leg straight. Find an easy stretch. And then again, just point the toe and flex the foot. And point and flex. And release. Hugging in that hugging in that leg and bringing the other leg in for a big hug. Nice big hug, roll into a little ball, hold that. You can roll from side to side to massage the back. Then you're kind of rounding out the spine. And then drop it down, keep the legs hugged in, shoulders down. And then exhale it up again into that tight little ball, hold the ball for that whole exhale. And release it down. Shrug the shoulders back and down. And again, into that crunch. Hold it. And we're going to roll up to a seated and turn onto our hands and knees. So I think the stretching today will be a lot of back stretching, a lot of spine mobilization. So onto your hands and knees, push into a cat stretch. Keep your tummy tucked in, push away from your shoulders. Hold that cat stretch and just breathe in that for a breath or two. And then back to a neutral spine. Then put your elbows down underneath your shoulders and push into that cat stretch again. And you should feel that a little bit more in your lower back. Tuck that back up, curl your abs in and into a straight back. Lift back up onto your hands and knees and again into that cat stretch. Push back from that cat stretch into a child's pose. Push your bum onto your heels, walk your hands forward, stretch out. You should feel it. If you've got quite shorter lats, you should feel it there under your arm. If you do feel it there, just let it stretch. And from there, from the child's pose, we're going to slide it forward into a cobra. If your back does not like back bending, if you're injured in your back, just stay kind of in a swing, so very low chest lift or just on your tummy. So slide forward, nice and slow, control that. Once you're down, lift up into a low cobra, open up your chest, and slide it back to child's pose. Push your bum back, stretch it out. See how your back felt with that, and just adjust it if you have to. We are going to play around and go for a little bit, but we'll take our time with that. Slide it forward again, nice and slow. Keep it controlled into a cobra. Tummy in, chest up. Hold that, and then push it back into a child's pose. Round out your back, push it back. So what you're doing is you're moving your back into opposite directions, and your pelvis is tilting into opposite directions. So you're getting a lot of movement there. Once again, slide it forward, control it, and into a cobra. All the way down to your tummies. Just put your hands to the side of the mat and drop your head down, forward on the floor. And we're going to lift up into swings, which is a little bit easier, but a lot of chest lift. So think about lifting your chest and not engaging your lower back that much. So lift it up, chest lift. So let that chest go, that upper back working a little bit into the lower back. Otherwise, you won't be able to do the extension. But try and concentrate on that chest lift. And if you can, lift up your arms just to see if you can hold the height. You can put the arms back. And then we're going to lift up the right foot. And we're going to look over the right shoulder, just if we can see it. And back to the middle. Leave the leg there. And then look over the left shoulder, see if you can see it. And back to the middle. Drop your foot down and go all the way down to the floor. One more time into the swings. So lift it up. Chest lift. Let go of the hands just to see if you can hold that height. Put the arms back. Okay, lift up the left foot. Look over the left shoulder if you can see that foot. And back to the middle. Look over the opposite shoulder to see if you can see that foot. And back to the middle. Foot down, all the way down to the floor. Hands next to your side, arms tucked in if you can. It doesn't really matter that much. If you can, engage those shoulders and push it back to child's pose, which should feel nice. Going back into child's pose after that, stretch it out. And we're going to do that one last time, but we're going to do it from a cobra. So if your back does not like that, then do it from a swings pose, the low one we just done, just do that again. Now go into the cobra. So slide it forward, nice and easy, into that cobra, shrug the shoulders back, don't go too high. And we're going to lift up the right foot, squeeze your bum, look over the right shoulder, can you see that? Take it back to the middle. Look over the opposite shoulder. Take it back to the middle. Drop the foot down and slide it down all the way to the bottom until your chin touches the floor. Put your forehead down. Take a nice deep breath in. Arms next to your sides. Lift up into that cobra again. Lift up the left foot. Look over your left shoulder. Can you see it? Squeeze your bum. Back to the middle. Opposite shoulder. Back to the middle. Drop that foot down, push it back to child's pose. Onto your hands and knees. Knees underneath. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Knees underneath. See, slow stretch your glass. So knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders, push away. And just move yourself, your bum from side to side, so that your back goes into a C curve. You can look over your shoulder and drop it. Then back to the middle. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Walk it out, let those calves stretch out. Stretch it out, take your time. You can really move around in that one to get the stretch into the waist and into everything. And lift up your heels. Push your bum back to the back of the room. Keep your tummy tucked in. Back stretch, shoulders locked out. And then drop your heels behind your toes. And just stretch. Hold that stretch. Then lift up your left leg. Hold it there. Keep your bum tucked in. Hips down. Tuck it into your chest. Bring it to the front of the mat. Put your back knee down. And just move that front foot to the side of the mat. Looking forward. Both hands on the inside. Can you see, Minion? Yes. So the lizard pose, it's a hip opener stretch. So just make sure that your hip can handle this, so you don't have to go low at all. You can just stay there as long as that foot is to the side of the mat. And then for those of you who want to, you can drop yourself down as low as you can and see if you can get that hip to stretch. Don't worry too much if you can't, or you can just go onto one arm. You can get both arms down. You're kind of looking for that knee to be above, if you can see my knee sticking out there, above your shoulders, but if you can't do it, it's not the end of the world. It's a stretch anyway if you stay high. You keep your bum tucked in, your tummy tucked in, and you stay high. That's enough, so you don't have to go lower than that. That's your choice. Oof. Or if you sound like Louis, you've gone too far. And it's a good, for example, of pushing it too far. Then lift it up again. And just turn that foot 45 degrees out. Push into that a little bit. Lift up the left hand and twist to that side. Bring it back. Bring that foot back. Lift up 90 degrees on that back leg and just move that front foot back to the middle of the mat. Take your arms on both sides. 90 degrees on the back leg. Stay 90 degrees on the back leg. Straighten out that front leg. Lift up the toe and just hold that hamstring stretch. You can stay high again. You can stay high. You don't have to go far. If you are flexible, you can fold over that front leg. You should feel that in the hamstring. If it makes a sound, you've gone too far. And you're going to have a little bit of problems the rest of the day. If you struggle a lot, keep it high. Keep the tummy tucked in. Keep kind of a 90-degree line with your like a tabletop back. That should stretch it enough. You don't have to fold over that foot. Walk it forward, tuck that back toe in, lift up the back knee, and step back to downward dog. Walk it out. Something feels like it's pulled into the wrong direction. Just walk it out, stretch it out. There you go. Lift up onto your toes. Lock your shoulders out. Push your bum back. Keep your back straight. Drop your heels behind your toes and just hold that downward dog. Lift up your right leg. Hold it. Keep your bum tucked in, both hips looking down. Again, don't open that hip up. You're not looking for an open hip. You are looking for both hips looking down. That's your glutes medius holding you in place, stabilizing your hips. Tuck it into your chest. Bring that foot to the front of the mat, put the back knee down. Walk that front foot to the side of the mat, foot looking forward, hands on the inside. Again, you can stay high. This will be nice. You can see now my shoulders dropping down. So you can stay high. You can twist a little. You don't have to do what I do. You don't have to go down. So don't go down if it feels funny. You can try it. You can drop down one arm. The outside arm is usually easier. And then the inside arm. See if you can get your shoulders to go below your knee. Hold that position, knee forward, foot forward. If you can, I sometimes grab my leg in to hold it in place. I'm a little bit hypermobile in my hip, so sometimes I have to help myself. Hold that, stretch. If you look at the angles, that back hip flexor being always down to the floor and this hamstring going straight, that's almost a split position. You want to do the splits. Lift it back up to the top. Scoot that front leg in. Oh no, sorry, keep it out. Sorry. Turn that foot out 45 degrees. Just push a little bit into that foot. Lift up the right arm and push away from the standing shoulder. So meaning don't dip into it like you're kind of loose. Keep it strong. Keep it pushed away. Keep pushing into that hip. And back to the middle. Turn that foot forward. Bring that leg back to the middle and go 90 degrees on the back leg. So keep that 90-degree angle more or less if you can. Straighten out the front foot, lift up the toe, the front leg, lift up the toes. And again, you can stay with that tabletop position in your back. Don't overstretch this. You can fold over that leg if you want. Now this is actually a basic warm-up for the splits. If you want to do that, if you do want to do the splits, maybe put that in the comment section, and then we can do that with another stretchy class. I don't know if I should do it today, but you can always comment, and then I can see yes or no. Walk it forward. Tuck the back toe under. Step it back to downward dog. Walk it out again. Get that alignment back. And lift up onto your toes. Lock your shoulders out. Keep your tummy tucked in. Push back. Keep the tummy in. And drop the heels behind the toes. Stretch it out. This should be easy-ish. My worst thing is my calf stretching. I've got very unflexible calves. So getting that heel down is almost impossible for me. Sometimes I can do it, but oh. So this is where my challenge is. The rest is fine. Where's your challenge? Knees down, child's pose. So we've got a little, I promised a little twisty sequence, twisty balance, which is optional. It is a shoulder stretch. It is optional. I'll show you what it looks like if you want to try it. If you are doing this with someone, make sure you go to the same side, because this has got a little bit of a dominoes effect. If you fall in a domino. So just be aware of that. Okay, no comment on the splits. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'll quickly show you, is we're going to go into, which side shall I go? Thread the needle. So we're going to thread the needle, put that shoulder down, lift up the bum behind your back. So you tend to sway your bum to the side once you're in. Push it back into alignment, keep your tummy tucked in. Take the top arm over, you can do with it whatever you want. And then we're going to lift up. So I'll guide you when we do it. So I've thread the left arm through. So you lift up the right leg while you're threaded through.
Is this an example or should I do it?
No, it's an example. And then if you want, you can lift up the left foot as well, leaving the knee on the floor. And that's more or less what it looks like. I'm going to fall. So this is what the fall looks like. Wow. So you all have to go to the same side. So are you ready for that? If you do not want to do that, and did you see how pretty that is? It's a beautiful pose. If you don't want to do that, you can just thread the needle and hold. You don't have to do anything else. It's a shoulder stretch, but because it's yoga, there's a little bit of balance and a little bit of fun and ballet in it as well. So when you're ready, we'll do the same side. So, sorry, hands and knees back straight. Then thread the left arm through the right, and then just make sure your hips are straight. Take that top arm wherever you want to, it doesn't really matter. Once you're aligned, you are going to lift up the right leg in a straight line. Once you've got that balance, you can lift up the left foot. Be careful of your knee, and be careful not to open up your hip. As soon as you open up, you're going to fall. So press that hip down and hold that stretch. Isn't that beautiful? Look at us being all yogi. Now take that foot down and then bring the knee in. Go back into that shoulder stretch. Lift it up onto your hands and knees. Did you enjoy that? Louis says no. I loved it. I love this one. Okay, are you ready? Did you like it? Did you look cool? Okay, let's go. Did you fall? That's not Corona, I'm sorry. I always say that. Okay, we're going to the other side, so I can't see you now. I can't see myself, I mean. Okay, are you ready? Right arm through left. Put it down. Make sure you're aligned with your bum. Then, if you're ready, lift up the left leg. And then the right foot in that stretch. Keep your hips down. Keep your glutes engaged. You can hold that for as long as you want. This side feels a lot easier. Hold that position. Isn't it nice? Don't you feel beautiful? Bring the foot and the knee down. Stay in that shoulder stretch. Push it back a little bit, what I usually do. And then lift it back up. And then minion, onto your hands and knees. Push back to child's pose. I hoped you liked that one. I love that one. I love it. Okay. So from there, we're just going to go onto our knees, sit back onto our bum like this, heels on your bum. So I did say we're going to take the back into a few directions. So keep your hips stable and then lift up onto your knees. You can lift up your toes at the back if it's easier for you to reach your heels. That's up to you. I'll show you both. Tuck your tailbone in, tuck your tummy in. If you stay like this and you push forward like a lot, so really push that tailbone forward, you should feel that stretch in your hip flexors. So it's a hip flexor stretch as well. So just hold that, push it forward as much as you can, and then lift up your arms, shrug your shoulders back. We're going to drop the right arm back, grab the heel, make sure you've got it, so you can look around, see if you've got it, yes, and then push your hips forward. And then we're going to dip like you're going over a beach ball into that, pushing forward, back stretch. Don't go too far, because if you feel it too much in your lower back, you're just bending back. If you lift up your chest like you're going over a beach ball, you should feel that in your chest as well. And your shoulders is opened up, so your chest is opened up. Bring the top arm back, then rotate the bottom arm back, shrug the shoulders back. Let's go to the other side, grab the heel, make sure you've got it, and then push back, push forward with your hips into that back bend. Also a little bit of a hip flexor stretch. Back to the top. You can keep your heels like that. We're going to do both arms. If you don't want to do both arms, then just stay with single arms. Tuck your tailbone in, tuck your tummy in. Both arms up. Okay, reach back. Right, Robert? Reach back. Grab both heels. Once you've got it, open up your chest. Push forward so that the hips go forward. Keep your tummy tucked in. Open up your shoulders. And just hold that. Nice ab stretch. Nice shoulder opener. Nice chest opener. Bring the top arm back. Then the bottom arm. Put your heels down. This is going to be painful. Keep your tailbone tucked in. Push your bum down onto your heels and walk it forward into a child's pose. And you should feel that in your back. You okay, Louis?
Yeah.
Child's pose. Child's pose. Just stretch it out. What did he want?
Water.
Water. His siblings is getting paid to babysit. It's not doing their jobs today. I'll tell you that. And back onto your knees. You can sit a little bit wider if you want. Anything to make your knees feel comfortable. Sit nice and high. I'll do it this way. Sit nice and high. Tummy tucked in, tailbone tucked in. Just take your arms over. Stay in a straight line. Just dip to the one side. So you're now looking at the C curve with the back. So push over. Opposite hand going to the top corner of the room. And the other side. Again, to the top corner of the room. Keep the arm straight. Keep the hand behind you. And back to the middle. Can't do that one. Sorry. Okay, cross your legs. We are done because it's a very short Sunday stretchy sequence, specifically on backs, but I do hope you like that little flamingo dance. So if you want to do the splits or know how to go into the splits, let me know and I will do that next Sunday. So just shrug your shoulders back, sit nice and high, round your back out, look towards your tummy and just roll it forward. And hold that stretch. You should feel that in your lower back. Just hold that stretch. Nicely rounded spine. Unless it feels bad, then don't do it. And then start to roll it up, stack your spine. When you hit your tailbone, start stacking it up into a neutral, normal spine. Shrug your shoulders back. Shake it out. Take your arms back. Take it all the way up. And just make sure you're not lifting your shoulders like this. So drop them down all the way. We're going forward in a straight line now. So dip it forward. Don't round out your back. Don't look towards your navel. Keep the back straight, pivot from the hips. And lift it back up. All the way to the top. Hands into your chest. I hope you enjoyed that. Have a lovely Sunday. Don't go out to the parks, please. Stay home, stay safe. And see you all tomorrow, 7:30, for some sort of vigorous thing I'm going to figure out. I'm thinking shoulders, but I'm not sure yet. Ooh. So tomorrow, 7:30, for a half an hour power-up session. Have a lovely day. Enjoy your Sunday. Thank you, Louis.